A dairy company has complex challenges at every stage of planning and production for milk, butter, yogurt, etc. What if you had a complete visibility from end to end, from raw materials planning to balancing production to cheese aging? And what if you knew your true costs at every stage? Would you be able to fulfill those goals? SAP Dairy Management by MSG is an end-to-end solution for dairy and cheese planning, operations, and costing. It has comprehensive functionality for all your production processes. Dairies face major challenges every day. Milk is an inhomogeneous product comprised of fat, protein, and subcomponents, and the overall concept of dairy is to split the raw material into a non-evaluated part, milk, and evaluated part, subcomponents. Supplies and pricing of raw material are changeable. Seasonally and regionally, and measuring raw material loss or gain is difficult, yet costs of inventory differences should be specifically allocated to the appropriate product groups. Production processes should be integrated, and tracking raw material costs and efficiencies are key to success at all stages of production, including subcomponent-based processes, to more easily identify where losses originate. Balancing the raw material supply with the raw material demand. Cows make milk, and farmers push it to the dairies. Consumers pull milk, cheese, cream, yogurt from the store shelves. Simple, right? But they are disconnected from the consumer's demand, pull, for it, and so the challenge for dairies is to ensure that there is sufficient supply of raw milk to meet consumer demand. The pull requirement for milk is triggered and calculated from consumer sales. Production is triggered by the planned sales. So how do I ensure that I have enough raw milk to satisfy consumers and that I use what I have most wisely? By balancing all available raw material quantities with the required demand. That's how. To ensure the availability of raw materials for production, you should consider all possible raw material flows within a plant. This requires the raw material planner to have a complete picture of the situation in his or her plants if they want to maximize utilization of raw materials. Plan balance raw materials. Real-time information in the SAP Dairy Management System shown here on the Raw Material Plan Balance screen keeps the Raw Material Planner up to date and provides information as soon as it's available, saving money by reducing and avoiding short-term transports. Plan Balance Component. What is my fat balance? How much fat do I have within my raw materials? Beyond the raw material requirements, component requirements need to be considered to ensure a straightforward production process, and with SAP balancing of push and pull forces also available for the subcomponents within the raw materials, this component plan balance view on components is unique within SAP's offering. Plan raw material deliveries. Plan the expected raw material quantities from farmers or vendors, and simultaneously, in parallel, plan each subcomponent's share using either historical or default values. And you can even schedule single truck arrivals, reducing wait time at reception and optimizing the pipe utilization, saving you money. Daily Operations Yield Gain and Loss maintains accurate actual milk tracking from milk income to the finished products to identify gains and losses. The concept of the milk pool is that several raw materials can be considered in one pool, in our case, like organic milk. This allows the valuable ingredients to be treated in the same way, and raw material flows can be considered for each. This allows easier identification of the source of losses. The cost of inventory differences can be specifically allocated to the appropriate product groups. Raw material balance. Raw material balance provides an early warning system that detects losses at critical stages of the entire production process and gives immediate information on the condition of various components and traces the root cause and allows you to take action. It's based on the stock, and the raw material balance compares the raw material receipt and the direct raw material usage. This provides a basis for proration and a basis for further analysis into actual operational processes. Target actual calculation. Based on the raw material balance, the purpose of the target actual quantity calculation is to obtain the posted raw material and component quantities on the finished material across all semi-finished levels and the target quantities based on the bill of materials. This information enables an exact statement to be made regarding which raw material and component quantity was actually consumed in the finished product in comparison to the target usage. Raw materials where used list. The raw material where used list enables you to analyze the actually consumed raw materials and components for a finished material. It is possible to compare the actual raw material usage with the target raw material usage according to the production bill of materials. This evaluation also enables plant comparisons of materials and material groups to optimize processes and minimize raw material usage. The view of the raw materials actually used with the associated finished article components enables a high degree of optimization to be obtained. Overall equipment efficiency. Labor and activity efficiency comprehensively analyzes the efficiency of both your labor, your equipment, and your equipment processes so you can optimize their usage and costs. The Overall Equipment Efficiency, or OEE report, is used to evaluate and compare achieved results against KPIs and provides the basis for a more in-depth analysis and correction of causes. Easy and efficient handling of cheese aging. Affinage captures the loss of weight and the gain in the value of cheese during aging. By visually tracking the reduction in weight of cheese during aging, dehydration, based on target weight and value KPIs, you always know how much cheese of a certain age you have available right now. The system considers other process costs which accrue during aging, for example, lubrication, maintenance processes, etc., and the batch valuation is done. Additionally, you can display these results in the reporting. The Aging Stock Overview provides you efficient control of cheese aging with a detailed look at all relevant aging batches and their current stocks, and both the base unit of measure and the parallel unit of measure display together on this screen. Activity-based costing is built into the SAP Dairy Management solution. Based on the quantity structure of the finished product, the solution calculates the cost of each component defined in the dairy plan. For example, to produce X kilograms of yogurt, you need Y liters of milk with a fat content of Z%. This is the quantity structure. Cost objects. In the solution, there are very specific detailed cost calculations, stringent reporting in weight unit of measure, transparency of production process structure and costs, activity-based automatic cost driver determinations, and differentiation between proportional, batch-dependent, and fixed costs. At the end of the day, this transparency of raw material components, share of costs, forms the basis for accurate standard pricing. Accurate process order valuation. Get the actual cost out of the production process using the Cost Objects Process Order Plan to Actuals screen. This screen shows a list of process orders. Actual costs are based on accurate S prices and a revaluation of actual production process performance with actual costs. Material movements are evaluated based on accurate S prices. Production process performance is revaluated with actual costs. Cost center credits and process order debits based on actual manufacturing costs, full absorption, are visible as well. Turn your challenges into positive business outcomes and advance your digital journey with this fully integrated end-to-end solution that gives you the most dairy for the least cost.